Snap! A Castlevania chapter for Dead by Daylight. Oh. Yeah. Drop that ether. I will be the odd one out on this one, but somebody's gotta say it. You know, there comes a time when you think, finally, I'm getting something good. Then have that very thing catch fire before your eyes. In this case, I'm talking about the Castlevania DLC for Dead by Daylight. I'm gonna get right to it and start with the elephant in the room. We have the Dark Lord, Vlad the Impaler, Dracula himself in Dead by Daylight. We get a final boss, the Dark General of a fiendish army and the ruler of a demon castle. Buddy plays an a la carte cosplaying his father. Nothing about his kit or perks is about him being a vampire of the night. Just a back alley magician with parlor tricks that can change him into a wolf. And don't give me that he turned into a wolf in Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles in that arcade game. Neither one of those are mainline games. Rondo of Blood is the base story, so the hell with Dracula X Chronicles. Anyway, the bat teleporting in Hellfire is a good start, but everything else is trash. No castle map, no sub items, no ghouls or demons from his army, nothing. Lazy is the word I'm alluding to here. Nothing about Drac has anything to do with blood or being a vampire except for that throwaway Mori. When the Oni is a better Dark Lord than the vampire himself, that's a problem. His perks have nothing to do with being a vampire or a final boss, and that's sad. Same with Trevor. Jesus, Trevor. At least they used the Curse of Darkness, Trevor. Not that it's better or anything. Look, I wanted Simon. But then I thought about that for a moment. There's no way Simon would get taken by the entity and not be the killer, with Dracula as the survivor. The man broke into Dracula's castle with zero magic and no one to help him, beat his whole crew including death itself, then took out Dracula solo. Then, he went out to gather all the pieces of the Vampire Lord's body, resurrect Dracula from the dead just to solo him again. In the trailer to the DLC, we will see Dracula side-eye Simon, then lean back like Fat Joe wishing it was Trevor he was up against. With Trevor, it took a 4-person squad, which happens to be the magic number in Dead by Daylight. Anyway, Trevor doesn't have anything Belmont related, except for that perk that can increase an item's rarity, but it isn't used correctly. Now, off the top of my head, this is how I would fix the DLC. Number 1. Get rid of the wolf form. Instead, Dracula will get his final form. There will be a meter that builds up slowly as he gets stunned by pallets, injured survivors, and when generators get completed. When this meter is full, he can transform into a state that is irreversible. In this form, he gains his Dark Infernal power, large spheres that can fly through objects. In this state, Bat form will be locked out, but he can teleport to windows and vault spots at will. With a cooldown, of course, of the dev's choice. Also in this state, his basic attack, which will be a bite, is a one-shot down, but his lunge will not be. He has to feel like a final boss after all. Number 2. Give Dracula add-ons that can change his powers in-game, like an add-on that will replace his bat form with a summon ability that adds an AI-controlled enemy from the Castlevania games to the map with a duration adjustable by the devs. The Dark Lord is a general, so let's use that. Give us Slogar and Gaibon. Maybe Persephone. Something. Number 3. Add the castle map from Castlevania 64 since they're jumping all over the place with this DLC. It has an outdoor courtyard and an indoor section that can easily be converted into a Dead by Daylight map in my opinion. Number 4. Add sub-items to the map. Holy water can be a one-use item you get from interacting with candles on a wall. To use it, you drop it while in the chase, to slow down Dracula or a summoned minion for a couple seconds. Crucifix, a long-range throwing item that can stun the killer if it connects. Instead of it returning like the games, it breaks on contact. You get the idea. Sub-items will be random from candles, and sometimes you would get a piping hot plate of chicken that can heal a health state over time. Or, give Trevor a perk that's similar to Flashbang. He works an engine for a certain amount of time, then enters a locker for 1 holy water. Number 5. Add an Easter egg with Trevor's perk that levels up items. If you have a Belmont in the match, and if that Belmont levels an item to the max, it becomes the Vampire Killer. One time use to stun the killer, but only one Belmont can gain the Vampire Killer per match to keep it balanced. And number 6, it should go without saying, but here we go. Give Dracula and Trevor perks that reflect their character, not trash throwaways that have nothing to do with them. Simple, right? That's off the top of my head. Look, the idea is to make the DLC feel like Castlevania, not some lazy insert anybody can do modding a game. This will create an environment where there's high interaction between the killer and the survivors, and maybe a unique experience. Who knows? If I'm going against Dracula, I want him to feel like a final boss. That's all. Yeah, I think I should be consulted for Castlevania projects in my opinion. Not like a sweet baby consultation, because I don't extort people or kill game companies. I actually have passion for Castlevania. Oh, till next time, y'all.